Hi, everybody. I've had an absolute blast recording your championship intros on audio and also on video. And for those of you that didn't know, the videos can be done special exactly the way you like them, because these are green screens and we can do them with a scene behind me. Do you want a fighting scene? Do you want a beach scene? Do you want a race car scene? Any scene you want, we can give it to you. It's your theme and my pleasure. Just write our offices and we will answer you with the exact fee involved and how it'll get done. So here we are, and now it's time, and it's your choice. Cheers!
From the shores of Malibu where the waves are pumping, to the Great Wall of China, and back to the streets of Vancouver, Canada, where the UFC is coming. We are live. This is It's Time Radio, the show where we talk about what you think about, but may be afraid to voice. Don't worry, we'll talk about it for you. It's all about the world, folks. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, you name it, we talk about it. UFC, of course, and we're here today with my co-host, TJ DeSantis. TJ, how are you? Always good to have you back. Good week?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, I've been busy. I've been messing around with AI a lot.
Yeah, AI's been messing around with me a lot, but that's okay.
Uh-oh.
So AI. And we're all still learning about AI. It's out there. I'll say it again. I think it's great, but I think it's very, very problematic. Period.
It's good. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And like, that's the thing. Like, I'm not one of those guys who like really digs deep into like, 1984 and, that sort of thing. But I'm a little bit worried about AI pushing us into this dystopian sort of society where we're functioning, but how much of it is really authentic? You know what I mean?
Well, that, and also too, listen, we're growing up when talking about our wonderful, wonderful, boys and girls being brought into this world, growing up in this world. The generations, and with all respect to the generations, are getting weaker. They're not as tough as they used to be. They don't have to be tough these days. They don't have to be tough. And I'm talking not just physical tough in a fight. I'm talking mentally tough.
Yeah.
And, dealing with what you have to deal with. The fact that you can go on AI and you can write reports and change some words so the teachers don't think you got it from AI, or ask any question and find out anything. I mean, it sounds so old school, but I remember I used to pick up encyclopedias. I used to look up this. I used to research.
You interact with it. You touch it.
I used to read.
Yeah.
Right. And I still read and communicate with people, talk to people, right? It's just changing. And the young society, as well as the older society caught up in AI, let's say the young society mainly, they don't quite get what I'm talking about. And I don't put them down for that because they don't know any better.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a shame. I mean, I think it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago, we used to talk about how they're sitting playing video games all day long and they're not learning. Well, now they're learning from AI, and I don't know. It's almost a glorified video game.
Well, the video games are a problem, Buff, because it used to be you had to be at home, sit in your room, play on a television. Now you can literally sit in your room, play on the television, and then you got to go do something. So you start playing the same game on your phone. It's this constant, being like plugged in to things that are just pleasures are supposed to be pleasures because you get to do it after working hard. Now we just do it all day long.
Yeah, it's pleasure and stimulation. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not part of that too. I love online poker. I'll play it on my phone. I mean, I check this, I check that.
Yeah.
We all have to moderate ourselves to whatever degree we can moderate ourselves.
But you and I are functional adults, Buff. These kids that don't understand moderation, how do you teach it to them when they don't really have to be disciplined?
Tough call.
Yeah.
I'm not a parent.
I've got a 14-year-old who doesn't do anything without having some sort of device right next to him. And I'm just like, man, you got to unplug. Because like you talk about that stimulation, like people are literally addicted to it. We get little dopamine hits. And it's like when you disconnect, when you've always been connected, it's honestly like going through a withdrawal.
Listen, I understand because I'm a victim of it myself from time to time, and I'm sure you are too. I think there's a lot of adults become that way too.
Oh, I was on a plane recently, Buff, without Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi didn't work, and I thought I was going to go insane for 3 hours. And then I got off the plane, Buff, and I was like, I read a book that was on my phone that I had downloaded. I was like, that was nice.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Very nice. Educate the brain. It's better than sitting back for 2 hours and watching videos on TikTok.
Right. Hey, speaking
of
books,
you don't know what's AI, what's real, what news is right, what's real.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Speaking of books, Buff, are you ever going to update your book? Are you going to do a second book?
It is a plan. and it's just not happening right now. But it is a plan.
Did you enjoy that
Whether it's after
process
I
of
retire or before I retire, whatever.
before you retire, Buff? I don't want to wait that long.
Well, you already said UFC 400, so I have a goal I got to fulfill.
Yeah, you're going to make it to at least UFC 450.
Hey, listen, before we bring on our guest.
Yeah, well, I don't know where he is right now.
All right. Well, hopefully he's here. He gets here. The ghost of the East Coast.
Oh, I like that.
The ghost of the East Coast. I'm going to say that to him when he comes on the show.
That's good.
I want to pay homage and send my sincere condolences, as I always do. Obviously, people pass every day, but a Hollywood star that everybody really was endeared to and loved and just had a lot of great roles. Diane Keaton passed away from a bout with pneumonia. Brought so much entertainment into the world. Just really a very fine actress, fine human being. She's survived by her adopted children, 25-year-old son and a 29-year-old daughter. But thank you, Miss Keaton, for all the entertainment you brought. She was 79 years old, and may she rest in peace.
It's time. Oh, my God.
Unbelievable.
See, he just goes
to the East Coast. There he is.
Man, Buff,
unbelievable.
You need to trademark that nickname before someone else does. I like it a lot. All right, we're gonna try again. Here we go.
Okay.
Let's summon the ghost. Ray, come on now. We'll figure it out, Buff. He's committed to the gimmick.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, he'll be back. There's a couple of cool news stories here. Not cool, pardon me.
Interesting
news stories. I want Ray on because I wanted to talk to him about a couple of these.
Yeah, we'll get him.
We just had the UFC in Rio de Janeiro. The UFC is in Abu Dhabi next week, which, of course, I'm looking forward to going to. I was not in Rio. And by the way, I will not be in Vancouver this weekend. He almost came. I saw that.
Oh, my God. Be careful how you say that, Buff. Jeez.
Oh, what the hell is your mind?
Well, you know what? I've done video, and I mean, this is radio to me, despite you looking at my big dumb face. I run everything through a filter. At least I try to.
Yeah,
and you know what the worst part is, Buff? Like just what you just said. The most innocent things that you say can come out and be misinterpreted. Like if you watch a football game, they say the most perverted things if your mind is in the wrong place.
Yeah, well, lately they've been getting fired for it too, so they got to be careful.
Well, yeah. When you watch a football game, because I know you're watching every week, seeing if that parlay hits, how invested are you in the commentary, or are you just watching and not listening?
It depends on the commentators. I mean, there was nobody better than John Madden. He was the best commentator around. Second to that
was he? I thought he was kind of.
He was just so entertaining.
I mean, him and Pat Summerall were great. Like if I get to make my ultimate football broadcast, Pat Summerall's doing play-by-play, Madden's doing color.
Pat Summerall, you go back to the old days of Howard Cosell, Don Meredith back on Monday Night Football.
I like Kirk Herbstreit a lot. He's kind of a modern guy. Kirk Herbstreit, he does a lot of more like college games and stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of college, Oregon lost to Indiana last weekend, the two undefeated teams. What
the
a game
Hoosiers
that was.
Are real, man. Indiana almost lost to Iowa a couple weeks back. Iowa missed a important field goal. That probably wouldn't have mattered because there was like 3 minutes left and Indiana drove down the field and scored a touchdown. But Indiana, a powerhouse football team out of the Big Ten, that was unexpected.
Very unexpected. Henry was at that game.
Oh, no.
Well, it was game day at Oregon University.
I bet that's a fun day.
Well, they all showed up at 3:30 in the morning.
Of course.
To do their whatever they do.
Right, their traditions. I mean, college football traditions, college football, I think, is the sport that has the most pomp and circumstance in this country. It's the closest thing to European soccer.
Yeah.
I love it. Again, I don't want to go back to why college football should just merge with the NFL.
No,
but
we did that last week.
But I will say that there's something really special about college football and the fans that you don't get anywhere else in traditional stick and ball sports.
It's totally emotional. It's incredible. Yeah, the college. Listen, when I announced the University of Lexington basketball team at the Final Four a few years ago, the energy in that arena versus when I've been in NBA arenas, which are electric in themselves, was way, way big. And then when I did the Fiesta Bowl football game, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just the energy is incredible. It was so much fun. So much
Yeah,
fun to do that.
bringing this back to sort of mixed martial arts and fans, like, I mean, you've been all over the world. You've seen the European fans do their ole, 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 ole.
Yep.
They sing in the UK. I feel as like American fans, Buff, we're doing it wrong. Like it's a party in other countries. Over here, we're just not partaking in it the way I think we should.
It's just it's just a difference. Every country has their own flavor. Every country has their way of handling it. Obviously, the Brazilians, the Canadians, the English, the Irish. It's just they're so excited because look, they don't get as much UFC live as we do here in the United States. And with that being said, their energy level is just through the roof.
Hmm.
Special event for them, as it is here. You
Right.
know, I mean, you go to Vegas, and typical in Vegas, that fans don't even show up till about the fourth or fifth event.
I don't understand. I understand if you get a comp ticket, from a casino, maybe you're a whale and you drop $10,000 on the casino floor that day. But when you're paying in upwards to $500, $600, $700, Buff, what are you doing? Watch the fights. You got to be like Theo Vaughn. Get there at least
I
before
was
the
just about to say Theo. Theo's there, for the
right.
very first fight
I mean,
on.
he's there at early prelims. But I'm saying if you're dropping, in upwards of $500, $600 on a ticket, get there before the main card starts, please.
Nothing's gonna change. It's gonna stay that way.
Is it just a status thing for these people to buy tickets? I mean,
For
'cause
some people, it's a status thing. It's just like celebrities go to the playoffs, but they don't go during the season unless they're Jack Nicholson, or
yeah.
Denzel Washington or
Wh-
Spike Lee, very dedicated fan enthusiasts.
What is it like for you in a Vegas arena when we've got like a banger of a fight on the prelims and the energy's just not there? Because I mean, obviously they're fired up, the fighters are, you're fired up. Is it weird for you in moments where it's like this is a big fight and there's not enough people in their seats because they're being too cool?
TJ, you got to remember during COVID, I was
Oh
announcing to
yeah.
100 people at the Apex. So it's like
100 is generous.
it's generous. It's another day at the office for me. It's like I said, I'm there for the fighters. I'm there for the fans, however many fans there are. And, looking through that little lens in front of me, there's millions watching on TV. So my job is just to create that same energy no matter what's happening. And
Do you
obviously,
feel weird though when you can hear your voice echo in the Apex during COVID? Was that a little weird?
I actually enjoy it because then I can modulate better because I'm actually hearing my voice.
That's true.
You know?
Do you have yourself in your IFB or no?
No, that would screw me
Interesting.
up. Totally.
Wow. See, I would need that because sometimes on those wireless mics, there's a little bit of a delay, just a little bit.
There's
And if
no
it's really loud,
yeah. The delay's not that bad. The delay
it
is like
messes me up.
when I announced the Dodger game and when I threw out the first pitch that same night at the Dodger
Oh yeah.
game, very monumental, memorable night for me. It's and now, here, ha, ha,
Right.
ha,
Right.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, we, ha, ha,
So
ha, la,
what do
la,
you
la.
do? Do you just have to like speak in segments like, ladies and gentlemen?
No, you
And
just
like,
go through it. You block it out. You do your
see,
thing.
I can't, Buff. Like, so
You got to, otherwise you're
well,
going to sound like you're following.
let me
going
just
on.
say this. Let me just say this. So when I was 2 years old, so I've never really talked about this. You probably don't know this. I was born 2 months premature. Okay. And I had a hole in my diaphragm, which caused my organs to move up into my left shoulder. They were turned 180 degrees. At 5 days old, I had to have a surgery to put them all in place.
Wow.
And then when I was 2, they had to move them again. My liver sits really high. It's too bad I'm not a fighter because my liver's like right here, like way up in my armpit. But when I had the surgery at 2, I had a stroke. Something wrong with the anesthesia. And I don't really think it's impactful to me today. But that is one thing when I speak, if I have a feed in my head or if I can hear it in house, there's a slight delay. I start sounding like I'm having another stroke. I don't know if it's just the way my brain works. Yeah, I'm calling Ray, Buff. I'm trying. I got to connect this thing to Bluetooth, but we're doing a podcast here.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. I'm sorry about that, TJ.
I mean, don't be sorry about it.
You ever
It doesn't
scared
really
you're going to
affect
get a stroke again?
me. No. I mean, I'm a little young for that. I'm pretty healthy, but
Good.
yeah. Man, I'm telling you a story about my life, and you text me, "You calling Ray?" Make me feel special, Buff. Come on.
I'm double tasking.
I know. I'm trying. Yeah, Ray's Riverside is not working. It's the
That's fine.
program
Just
he
bring him
is.
on. Bring them on.
I'm trying. My phone,
Do it.
my phone's not connecting, Buff. You don't get to talk to me this way. I guess you do. Keep going, Buff. Come
All
on.
right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just go in. I want to get. We'll
You're
save
the
MMA.
host.
We'll save MMA news for when Ray's in. Have you heard about these crypto scams? The machines.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
The machines they have out.
The machines? Tell me more.
They have machines out, right? And they're like vending machines, like ATMs, where
Okay.
people can buy crypto.
Oh, yeah.
And
The
they're just
Bitcoin.
complete. They're scams. It's
Yeah.
incredible. $240 million has already been lost on these crypto machines, or the people will call the number, and they'll talk to somebody, and they'll talk them into feeding into the ATMs the cash that turns into cryptocurrency. It's unbelievable.
I mean, here's the problem with that. You take $1 and you convert it to crypto, and 15 minutes later, your dollar might only be worth 75 cents.
Well, again, if you invested like $1,000 in Bitcoin some 14 years ago, and I could be off by a few years,
Oh,
read a thing where it was worth $86 million today. Now, don't think that's going to happen again. Okay.
It might.
Maybe 20 years from now, they say Bitcoin could be like $1 million a coin.
I think Bitcoin crashed last week.
It crashed to a point. It was up. It crashed, but it crashed like 10% or something like that,
Yeah.
But a lot of people that are on daily traders like stocks lost a lot of money on it.
Yeah, it's not a good thing to sort of like day trade crypto.
I've got a certain amount invested in it. I'm just letting it sit there, and I'll look at it in 10 years and hopefully be able to look at it in 10 years and say, oh, good. That was great.
All right, my phone finally connected, so I got to figure this out now. Keep
Then
going,
we got
Buff.
hackers now. The form of terrorism that's going to take place or is taking place in this country is going to be cyber.
Yeah.
And now they just had a thing the other day. 4 North American airports, hackers actually hacked into the PA systems at the airports.
See, that's the problem. Everything is plugged in now to the internet. Everything. Okay, so now I got Ray back in Riverside. Should we try that? Let's try. It's not working. We're calling him. I mean, now I feel like maybe you jinxed us. He's actually a ghost.
Bring him on. Goes to the East Coast.
Yo, you're live on It's Time.
What's up, TJ? I was looking right at you. I guess you couldn't see me.
Yeah, I don't. I think
I've got your name, Ray.
Oh yeah. Let's hear it, Buff.
I've got your name, Ray.
We're
going to
do
call
a full
you.
announcement.
Yeah, Ray. And now, bringing on our special guest, the ghost of the East Coast, Ray Longo. That's who you are, Ray. Between last week and this week, I don't know. We may have to give you your walking papers, Ray. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, last time he was on the show, we're basically calling him the third member, and now, you're getting your equity taken away.
Let's not talk about Ray's third member. He'll go on a totally different tangent.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I heard I was coming too soon. I heard a lot of things.
You heard that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was there. I was screaming at you guys. I guess I could see you, but you couldn't see me.
Man, you're getting what do they call it? You're getting canceled, Ray. Riverside's canceled.
Yeah. Hey, Ray. First off, great to have you on the show. Yes. Whether it's audio or video, always good to have you on the show. At least now I can maintain the status of the best looking man with hair on the show since you're not being seen. So all good.
Why are you taking shots at me today, Buff?
What's a shot? You got a chrome dome. Everybody can see it.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
it looks good. You got it. I told you. Me without hair, forget it.
If I had hair, I'd have the best hair on the show. Let me tell you, it'd probably be multiple colors and really tall.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah,
Ray.
You wear it well.
Ray, the former world boxing champion Ricky Hatton, who was loved by a lot of people. I'm sorry to say this, but now they're suspecting he passed away by hanging.
No.
We got to go back, and it's kind of sick because Ricky Hatton definitely was a fan favorite. Loved watching him box.
We all did.
But I hate to be the guy. I just think that CTE nobody understands, man.
Yeah.
You just can't take those blows to the head and expect that everything's going to be hunky dory and normal and shit like that. I mean, go ahead.
Here's the thing, Ray, and I want to ask you about this as a trainer. Like, obviously, mixed martial arts, contact sport. You can't really mute that. We can't really do anything to like lessen the damage in fights. But How important
Right.
is it to make sure that these guys aren't taking that sort of 100% full fight force in the gym so they can have a long career?
Well, look, that's a great question, but you need some sort of contact
Right.
to experience it before you get in there. You don't want to, put it this way, if you just drilled and you never been hit before, that's not going to work out good. I can't see it.
Right.
I just can't see it working out. So what you have to do is they have to go hard in the gym, but not that often. Then you have to have hard days and light days. Because you got to remember, back in the day, man, boxing gyms, you're sparring every day.
Yeah.
And if you got knocked down or knocked out, they got you back in there the next day just to test your character, right? Which now we know is 100% wrong.
Right.
So just by implementing little things and watching the guy, if he takes a bad shot, you give him a couple of weeks off, I think is like really the best we could do right now. And these guys, it's like skydiving. You know what the risks are. Do you still want to do it? Yeah, well, then you just try to do the best you can. So we do watch the guys, and I definitely do. And more than I ever did.
Yeah, but you know what, Ray? Everybody thinks you wear headgear, you're protecting yourself against that, and that's not the case.
No. Headgear is just a bucket
Well,
to rattle your brain.
I got to tell you that there was a study years ago, I believe, that it was more impact on your brain.
Yeah.
The headgear.
It makes the
That's what I
target
think
bigger.
Spread out.
That's what I think. All the sparring that
that?
I did when I was kickboxing and stuff like that, and I almost wanted to do preferred it without headgear than with
Right.
headgear.
Yeah,
You know?
Ray, I said
Right.
it makes the target bigger. You know what I mean? Especially where the big gloves, because that's the thing that people don't understand. I think is obviously when you get hit flush, it's bad. You get knocked out, it's bad. But it's those little, even just the jab. Your head snaps back. Like it might not knock you out, but your brain's still rattling around and crushing into your skull.
Well, you can take it another step
look,
further. We've talked about it on the show, but the boxing glove is much more dangerous for the head than the MMA glove.
I agree.
Boxing glove was made to protect the hand, not the head. You
Yeah.
know, and those pillows
Right.
rattle your brain around
And
much more.
let me add one more thing in too, guys, is that when you're sparring and you see another guy with a headgear on, you think it's perfectly okay to try to go as hard as you
Right.
can. Whereas if the guy didn't have a headgear on, a little more respectful.
Right.
You don't want to really do it. You know what I'm saying? So when you see the gear on, it's like, all right, we're going berserk. And I tell you, years ago, I had a doctor I was training, and I would say, come on, let's spar a little bit. We'll play around. We'll go light. He did no hits to the head. No, not happening. He got not even close. I couldn't get the guy. And everything back then I thought was very respectful. I know nobody would have gotten hurt, but he didn't even want to. He didn't even want to risk that.
Well-
the head definitely wasn't made to be rattled
No.
20 times in a minute.
Yeah. Well,
All right, so let's go do slap fight. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I'd see.
y-
Think of that.
But-
Even worse.
you talk about sparring. I think about guys that had tremendously long careers. Robbie Lawler stopped sparring for I think like the second half of his fighting career. Just didn't spar.
No, never sparred until fight night.
Yeah, and I mean Ray is right. I think that you need to mimic that contact in the gym, but like there comes a point where it's like sparring is more for timing. You need to figure out the timing. You don't need to take the punishment.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm agreeing with you. Listen, Robbie Lawler, Robbie Lawler can do that because the first half of his career was the complete opposite.
Yeah. He was just
You know
running
what I mean? Where
head
he
on.
was right. So it's like me. If I got into a fight now, I don't have to spar. I mean, I know what it's like to get hit in the head. It's not, I think my chances might be better if I get like you said, with the timing and getting it down there. But it's not. My point is, when these guys come out with these statements, they're already well into their career where they've had the flight time to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people. Wonder Boy could do it.
Mhm.
60 kickboxing fights.
Mhm.
Donald Cerrone had 1,000 fights. He could say it if he wanted to. But for the new guys coming up, and I watched Wonder Boy in the gym, so I know how he works.
Hmm.
And he's got his thing down really, really well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, like you say, like if you can go in there and just get a little bit of the timing, you're ready to go. But you're not doing that. If you've never, ever been in there and had that flight time, It's impossible to do what we're talking about.
So
No,
I've
it's
called a lot of boxing over the last couple of years. Sorry, Buff. I called a lot of boxing over the last couple of years, and I talked to these athletes that are, young in their career. They might have like 80 or 90 amateur boxing matches, but they'll talk about getting ready for a pro fight, and some of them are like, I sparred 300 rounds before this fight. And I'm like, is that good? I don't know if that's good.
Well, there used to be the theory you had to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
so many rounds for each, spar so many rounds for each round in a real fight. Listen, you wanted a parable to this. You talk about the NFL players. A lot of NFL players getting hurt. Not They always
Yep.
got hurt, but they're getting hurt more now. And Baldy, who we had on the show, the NFL commentator.
Hey, enough with the jokes.
No,
Jeez.
it's his nickname, Bald.
I'm kidding.
Brian Baldinger. He played old school with the Philadelphia Eagles and such. And he said it real quickly. He goes, the preseason practice, they don't hit.
Yeah.
They don't practice as hard.
They
Their
wear that
bodies aren't-
helmet too in practice. That
They
new
have the
helmet,
cushioned helmets, which they
Yeah.
can wear in a game too if they choose to, which
right?
makes
Nobody
their
is.
heads look really big. But safety. But they're not used to getting hit. They're not used to taking the shots, and that's one of the reasons they get hurt so much during the season now.
Yeah,
Barring a horrific injury, which is unavoidable.
it sounds counterintuitive, but I honestly think the NFL needs to get rid of the helmet, because we're talking about the idea that the helmet gives you this false sense of security. It also rattles your brain. Rugby players,
unlike rugby, you can't play NFL football without a helmet. I'm sorry.
I think you could. I mean, you'll immediately start to see different techniques.
Sure,
Yeah.
you can, but a lineman on the line?
What?
I don't think so.
You're not going to run into each other head first.
It's going to change. That would
I
change.
gotta tell you,
That would change the game.
But think. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say, right in the 50s, 60s, those helmets were basically like wearing nothing.
Yeah, it was a leather bandana.
But I can't see that today. Everybody's jacked up on shit, and you can't. That force is too great today. I
But
think.
they'd stop, guys. Yeah, I understand that you can't play the way you do today. They wouldn't play that way. They'd knock themselves out. And they'd never do it again.
We'd have to see.
I mean,
I'd say there's a lot of crazy people out there, TJ.
I know there's definitely that. I'm curious what you guys think about flag football being.
You think Dick Buckus cares if you got a helmet on it?
No, probably not.
Hey, Dick Buckus used to live in my neighborhood here, and God, what a great player! But boy, he couldn't even walk down the street.
I mean, if my name was Dick
Horrible.
Buttkiss, I'd want to hit a lot of people too.
Yeah. No, I went to the NFL Hall of
I
Fame
never
awards.
thought of that.
I went to the NFL Hall of Fame awards when Michael was in the parade, and I was in the parade with him. It was a real pleasure to do that. Met a lot of the great NFL pros from the old days, and it's just amazing. You see them gliding across the field in their prime, and then you see them slowly walking across the room in their dotage.
It's very, very hard to see these gods on the gridiron, and then 15 years later, they're almost in a chair.
Speaking of gods in the gridiron, let's talk about a little bit about gods in the octagon. Charles Oliveira, he looks better than ever.
Yeah.
At first I thought
Bruce, I swear to God, I agree with you 1,000,000%, and against a top opponent.
Yeah, Mateusz Gamrot, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like they gave him a number 20 guy. They gave him a ranked guy that's fought a lot of people.
Yep.
And he made that look easy, man.
I hate to say,
made that look easy.
I hate to say this, guys. I wrote Charles Oliveira off as a good competitor in the UFC, but not great long before he won a title. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it is. I'd love to talk to him. Obviously, there's a language barrier, but whatever he's done on the backside of his career, because I mean, even how good he looks, we got to be honest. He is in the twilight years of his career. The wheels and Father Time will catch up, but he's done something that he's clicking now much more than he ever did. I don't know if he wins a title again, but I think we're going to probably have to give him a title fight again if he keeps going.
You know what? Tell him to wait.
Yeah, I mean,
he deserves to be in the White House. He deserves to be in the White House guard. No question.
Yeah, and TJ, I agree with you 100%. When he lost to Felder that time, I wrote him off.
Yeah.
I thought he quit in that fight, and he came back with a vengeance. It was kind of during COVID, I think he got going again.
Yeah.
And he looked fantastic, man. I agree. I'd love to talk to him.
As a trainer, Ray, if you had to, get someone ready to fight do Bronx, what is the tactic? Because he's lethal in every area of MMA if he's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, you got to be lethal yourself, number one,
Right,
just to
right.
match him.
But how do you attack?
You
How
know,
do you attack him? What's the path to victory?
I think you got to beat him standing up, and you got to be able to ground and pound him without getting caught with something. I mean, he tortured Gamrot on the floor.
Yeah.
That the guy didn't even want to go back to the floor. He was forced to stand up with him, but Gamrot never had stand up.
Mhm.
So you need a guy that could at least stand up with him. Like I don't think he's Israel Adesanya standing up. So I
Right.
think he's been rocked. He's been put down. It just takes the right guy to have the right attributes and tools. And one of them is to have the power to get respect standing up.
It's just the fact that, I mean, it doesn't feel that long ago when we saw him get knocked out, and he comes back, and it's just like that.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that first
Amazing.
fight back after a knockout, whether it's boxing or MMA, I think it's tremendous pressure. Tremendous pressure.
Let me say one thing outside of his fighting skills. Charles
Mhm.
Oliveira is the Predator now, as they call him.
Nah, he's Du Bronx.
What's that?
I'll never call him the Predator.
Who else? Trivia.
Hmm.
Who had the first nickname the Predator in UFC?
Don Fry.
There you
Easy
go.
stuff.
Easy answer. Okay, good.
Wow.
Charles,
DJ, not even thinking.
Yeah.
not bad. Don Fry and I my first full show was Don Fry's premiere, UFC 10.
That's awesome.
Getting back to Charles, one thing I love about Charles is his role model status inside and outside the octagon. He's classy, speaks well, even though he doesn't have his English down, perfecto.
Mm.
Family man, coming in with all the, the glamour and
Yeah.
glow, the way he handles himself outside. There's no
And he
cursing.
can't even, like during UFC X buff, he can't walk around. He's got that buffer status. Everybody's mobbing him.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Put me on the same level with Charles. But he's got the whole status. And I'm going to say one thing again, and I say this for even all the fighters listening out there. I'm going to say it again. If you're going to go out there and start dropping F-bombs and this and that and, F this and F that and F that, you immediately are losing a minimum. And Ray, tell me if you agree with me. You're losing a minimum of 30% or more of the potential sponsorships that you can get. I know some of the deals that Charles has received. I'm familiar with some of the money that Charles makes. And aside from all his bonuses and everything else, he's playing this game 100% to the fullest, as classy as can be played, and he's receiving all the rewards for it. Am I wrong, Ray?
No, I think, well, even if right or wrong, I agree with what you're saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the stats, 30%, whatever, but
I'm just throwing that out there.
be-
I'm just throwing that out there.
yeah, that's always better to be what you're saying, though. Like I'm glad he's reaping the rewards of his actions, because there's a lot. I know, I agree 100%.
I might disagree. Buff, because
Why?
Look at Conor McGregor. Look
He's
at
one of a kind.
Sure, I get that, but look at Nate Diaz. Those guys are getting things. They're not conventional, but I mean, I don't know actual numbers, but I hear like a Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz appearance at like a marijuana dispensary pays so much money. And I understand if you want, the mainstream, octagon sponsor level deals that someone like Charles could get. Yeah. But if you can get these little unconventional one-offs to show up at a dispensary for 2 hours and get $100,000, I don't think you're losing a
No
lot.
argument. No argument. I love Nate. He knows I love him. I love Nick. Okay.
Yeah.
Their image is
Mhm.
built around cannabis. Okay. That's one of the things.
Big
Their image is-
industry.
It's a big industry, but it's one industry. I'm talking about being multi-demographic to
Yeah.
all the industries. Okay. Right. That's what I'm talking about. I'm
Let-
not saying there's anything wrong. There's always room to make money, and
Yeah.
there's always room to make good money. I'm just saying, if you want the chance to grab the ring, the full ring, and have a chance to field offers to say yes or no to,
Right.
the more positive the image in a multi-demographic way, the more it's going to come back. But here's the thing. UFC is all about free speech. UFC is all about being yourself.
Yeah.
I'm all about free speech and you being yourself. If that's your choice, God bless you. That's your choice. This is just my suggestion. And if I was managing, this is how I would manage a fighter.
Like, I'm just curious, and again, I'm just curious at the success level. I don't really want to know about financials in the way that like I
No,
care
that's
about
their
how
own
much
private
money,
business.
right? But I'm really curious. You mentioned Charles Oliveira, like what he gets in deals compared to a Sean Strickland. You know what I mean? Because I've been around Strickland with a hot mic, and I just hold my breath and go, "Oh my God, this is going to go terribly."
Sean's doing
But
very well financially, and and
I
he's
get
smart.
that.
He also invests his money smart. He's a smart
Yeah.
guy in that respect.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm wondering, authenticity I think is king these days. Everyone wants you to be real, but you can still be maybe controversial and I think make as much money, if not more money now, than hunting those mainstream sponsors.
It's all in how you market yourself, right? And it's all
Yeah.
on what you want to be. And again, it's your choice. It's purely your choice, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's the key. It's your choice. I'd rather take the high road and do the right thing, and I don't want to be.
That's
I don't know
Ray.
if I'd like
We're
to
old
be.
school, Ray. We're old school. You know,
Yeah, you know.
I, I
So
I I think I'm a generation behind you guys, but I'm more in line with you. Like it's crazy to me. We live in a world where a guy can walk into a room and like maybe 50% of the people in the room think that that guy is the biggest celebrity they've ever met. And we have no idea who he is because he's just a YouTuber.
I've secured a number of sponsorship. Well, I, with all respect to YouTubers and influencers, I wouldn't know them if I stepped on them, and
Right.
many of them. And I mean that with all respect. It's just because not my thing.
Well, I mean, there's these boxing cards, Bruce, that's like influencer boxing. And I'm like, who are these people? They're just dudes who don't know how to fight.
Hey, they got a following, and people want to have people with a following for a direct market. So listen, it's a whole nother world of marketing, and more power to them, man. They're making the money. You can't argue with it. It's not based on talent. Some of it's based on absolute, insane, whatever.
Yeah.
But you got a following. You got a following. Look, if I was out there cursing and doing double birds and flying away and doing everything that can possibly happen, I don't think I would have gotten a job as the spokesperson and voice of Bud Light. That's all I can tell you.
I mean, yeah, let's not even talk about Bud Light and controversial sponsorships because that was the news for like 2 years.
That was past. I'm with Bud Light today. I'm with. Did you see? Oh, the commercial gets released next week.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It's pretty funny. I saw it.
How long?
that's awesome,
what was the filming like? Was it long days?
Yeah, it was a long day. We did a number. I can only talk about so much, but
Right.
along with this one, we did a lot of stuff, and you'll see a lot of social media. You'll see the commercials coming up, the campaign, and working with Dustin Poirier was very, very cool.
I've got an idea. I need his blessing. Ray, can I use AI to make funny sponsorships that are not real? We'll make up brands that aren't real, and I'm going to use AI to make you the spokesperson.
And I think I would do it. Years ago they had a thing they were called wacky packs, which almost did the same thing. They made fun of like if it was Bud Light, it would have been Spud Fight, or,
Right.
like whatever it was. You could pull them up though. It was pretty funny. We're going back to the '70s, so yeah, I think that's not a bad idea.
All right.
Not even using AI, but just making different brands.
But I want your permission, Ray, to take your image and likeness to make funny. I mean, I won't release anything without you signing off.
No,
on
no,
it,
100%. No, do it.
Look, I mean,
All
you
right,
won't do
Look,
anything.
there's gotta be- there's-
I just need a photo of
there's
you, and I'm
gotta
going to make
be-
you do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's good. Do it.
All right, little
100%.
rapid fire here, guys. We got to spin off here in a few minutes. Angel Reese,
Yeah.
WNBA player.
Yeah.
She's the first pro athlete to star in what?
Oh, I don't know.
Victoria's
I
Secret.
had no idea.
Victoria's Secret?
Victoria's Secret fashion show. She walked the runway the other day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, good for her. Good for her. So
What was the name?
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. Angel
she's
Reese.
The one, she's the one that's like made all the headlines feuding with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. Yep.
Listen, Caitlin Clark has brought the WNBA to the forefront. It's almost like
Oh,
Ronda Rousey with MMA.
I mean, we talk about the WNBA financials. It's kind of crazy, but that they don't, make money, and they've been in business for so long. But Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, two of those athletes that they have. I mean, they're the biggest stars they've ever had, and they have them at the same time.
Hey, listen, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Ray, I don't know if you know it or not, but It's Time Sports Card and Esports Center. I have an 8,000 square foot facility opening up here in California. We're launching, opening up November 8th in California. You follow me on Instagram at Bruce Buffer UFC and TikTok at Bruce Buffer UFC. You see a whole bunch of news about it that's coming up. But Caitlin Clark had a rookie card, a trading card that sold for, I think, roughly around $750,000.
Wow.
Then she
I
got
mean,
hurt.
Wow.
The value went down.
There's athletes
Wait,
in the
Bruce, what are you doing with? Wait, I'm sorry, Steve.
You're good.
What are you doing with its time? What is it? The 8,000.
Starting it's the It's Time Sports Card and Esports Center. I'm a big collector of vintage sports cards. Which
wow.
It's a huge industry. The Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant card just sold for $12.6 million to Mr. Wonderful and from Shark Tank and his crew. And you read every day about these huge prices being paid. It's a huge area of investment. It's a huge positive area of investment if you buy correctly. So I'm starting the It's Time Sports Card and Esports Center. We're going to franchise them across the country over the next 5 years. But our mothership is starting here in California in November. And it's a housing for streamers. They can open up and rip open cards. People come in, they trade back and forth. There's going to be a 200-seat arena to have UFC watch parties, Super Bowl watch parties.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, what you need 8,000 square feet for? But that makes sense now.
It's the Chuck E. Cheese of sports card centers. It will be open till midnight on weekdays and 2 in the morning on Friday and Saturdays because of the amount of people that are going to come in and just want to spend all day there. And eventually it'll have a bar and food license to entertain. But it's pretty cool. And I'll tell you real quick before we sign off, Fanatics, the biggest card company around today, has a 700 company waiting list on a 3-year waiting list to be able to distribute their product when it's released. When I had a meeting with them and they saw what we're doing, along with Tom Brady, who just opened up 6 or 7 sports card trading shops across the country, they said, we've not seen anything like this ever. And they moved us right ahead, and we became a distributor for Fanatics.
That's awesome, Buff.
Yeah.
I'm curious, you talk about the sports cards and collectibles, Pokemon and those sort of trading card games are really big. Are you going to involve any of that in your center?
Oh, yeah. We're distributors for Pokemon. People will be there. They'll be lined up. New Pokemon product comes out. They'll be lined up outside in droves to get in.
You got to catch them all.
Pokemon, Magic, all that stuff. My partner, O'Day, is brilliant about all this, much more than I am. And it's pretty good. Everybody, if you're listening, just go to Instagram and put in It's Time Trading Cards. Go to TikTok, put It's Time Trading Cards. Give us a follow. Keep up on what's happening. We're hiring streamers all around the world who stream and open up cards to be part of the It's Time Sports Card Center. So pretty excited, Ray. When you have fighters out here, let me know. I'll have you personal appearances at the center.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome, man. Really cool. That sounds cool, man. Good. Congrats on that.
Yeah, well, I got listen, just like a fighter, you got to think about your guns when you hang them up. What are you going to do after you fight? So, this is something I'll be doing forever, along with playing poker.
Ray Longo,
Bruce, I don't want to say nothing, but, when me and you, when we hang them up, we only got one thing to worry about. That's making it to the next year.
I don't like thinking about that. I want to ask you this question, Ray. I know your guy, Matt Serra, isn't afraid to choke someone out in a cheesecake factory if he needs to. When's the last time you were involved in some sort of confrontation where you thought you might actually have to, smack a guy in the face?
Where I thought I would have to smack a guy in the face, or I did smack a guy.
Okay.
Maybe I'm going to say it was a while ago, but yeah, I'm going to say that was a while ago. I actually, Matt did that to me on the show, and we just started talking about street fights. So I forgot half of this shit.
Don't incriminate yourself,
to kill a guy. No, I'm not. Definitely not. I don't know. I don't even know. I do feel like as I'm getting older, TJ, I'm getting worse though, because I feel like doing something, but then the reality of I could actually get killed at this point is sets in. But
Ray, you still got a mean. Come on, we both got a mean 15, 30.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but it's getting crazy. There's some real idiots out there, man. I don't know. It's tough.
I mean,
but I always do the right thing.
Walk away. The best self-defense is avoid and walk away.
Well,
unless they put their hands on you.
The best self-defense is Ray Longo staring at you and scaring the ever-living shit out of someone. That's probably why you haven't been in a street fight for a long time, Ray. You're intimidating. See me? I just look like a target. You look like a predator.
Ray doesn't look like Charles Oliveira.
Yeah. That's true.
All right, guys.
Yeah, anyway. Very good. Sorry again, TJ. We got to figure out what went wrong too. You got to help me out.
I don't even know, but yeah, we can try to navigate it. I'm just trying to come up with what product I'm going to make you shill for in an AI form.
I'm gonna think about that. We're gonna get together within the next day or two. I got a couple ideas.
Let's do it.
Ray,
Awesome,
thanks for
guys.
being
All
on.
right, guys, take it easy, man. Let me get at it. I'm glad I finally got to talk to you. Last week was just a disaster, but
It's all
this
good. Are you
week's
going to
a
be in,
little
real
better.
quick, Ray, you going to be in Abu Dhabi?
No, I'm not.
All right,
I
buddy.
don't want to do. They just announced Anderson Silva against Weidman boxing, so I'll be in Miami in November, and then back to Vegas for Marab and Nas in
All right.
December. But
Very
we'll touch base before that, though.
All right, yeah, let's do that. I want to talk about that fight. All right, Ray, you take care. Have a great week. Have a great
All right,
October.
take it easy, guys.
Take
See
it
you,
easy, buddy.
You too, Bruce. All right, Bruce. Always great getting together. And TJ, I'm going to call you later.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, call TJ. Don't
All right,
call
take it
me.
easy, man. Bye.
Jeez.
All right. see you
Oh,
guys.
come on, Bruce. Stop it.
All right, TJ.
Ray Longo. Yeah, follow me on X and Instagram at TJ DeSantis. I'm playing around with the AI. It's called Fight Vault. We're looking back at the year 2005, one of the best years in mixed martial arts. So I think that's dropping on the UFC Fight Pass YouTube on Sunday.
Very cool. All right, everybody. I will see you in Abu Dhabi. The reigns will be held by Joe Martinez in Vancouver, doing the fine job as always for that exciting night of fights. Next week, I'm traveling. I don't know if we'll have a show next week. We will figure that out, but I'm looking forward to seeing Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gahn go at it.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Dern, one of my favorites, along against a tough Virna Janjidoba.
John Chidoba.
And Batista and Umar Nurmagomedov.
It's an early card, too. You got to wake up kind of early to see this one. So
yeah, well, great. My show for me starts at 6 at night there, ends at 2 in the morning, and at 4 in the morning I got to drive to Dubai to get home.
Yeah.
All good.
No, I was talking to the viewers,
I know.
so they don't tune in late.
No, don't tune in late. This is a very exciting card.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Set your goals, write them down, be the best you can be when you step on that yellow brick road to success, because being the best you can be means you're winning. That's what we're all about on It's Time Radio, is winning. And again, I want to thank everybody for all the video orders coming in to my cameo.com page and to brucebuffer.com. TJ, weddings. Kristen and I are filming and recording so many weddings.
How early are they coming to you with these requests?
People will say we're getting married next weekend.
Oh, wow.
Say we're getting married next year. But the bottom
line, a little
bit
late in the game.
When they go to brucebuffer.com to inquire about their weddings or any other videos and audios they want, Kristen handles everything, and we get them all done. No matter what, we'll get them done. If I'm on the road, I'll get it done.
I assume that's a good chunk of your day, fulfilling all those requests.
Right now, I'm just about to go down and film 3 weddings right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And statistically speaking, 1.5 of them will fail.
Oh gosh, DJ. Well, I'm also doing business videos, promoting businesses, and I'll tell you one thing I have a fun time in real quick is the championship intros, introducing fans as champions in the octagon.
Yeah.
That's people order those for birthday gifts and a lot for their friends and stuff.
Yeah.
I just get a big kick out of doing all this.
You did one for my son when he was 8 years old, and he still talks about it.
Yeah, the birth of babies. That's another one. Not 8 years old, but coming out now.
Coming out now.
Well, that's happened. Trust me.
Oh, geez.
All right. Bye, everybody. Buffer out. Think you've had enough of me. TJ, I know you want to hear more of. So if that's the case, tune in the weeks following. You'll hear us both. Thanks, Ray Longo. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Big cheers. No fears forever.